Hi there, I'm Yvonne de Celis. It is Friday, October 4th. It's a little late. It's close to 9:30 p.m., a little later than I usually do these types of things, but I really wanted to get a video out to you guys because it's been so long since I've done an energy healing exercise video. So I'm putting this up here now. I hope that you like this one. This is going to be a few exercises that you can do if you're having problems with fatigue and you need to just wake up. A few things. I'm going to do another video in a couple of days. One video is going to be about a temporal tap and another one's going to be about pulling the earlobes to help you wake up, but for now I want to do this one, and since I'm having problems with my microphone, I'm using the Logitech headset, so pardon this contraption at the moment, but it will get replaced soon. But anyway, a couple of exercises you can do. First off, I'm going to be standing and sitting a lot for one of them, which you do not have to do. I'm just doing it so that you can see the exercise because the constraints of this camera are kind of limiting. If I could twist this around and make this portrait instead of landscape, it would work better, but I can't do that, unfortunately. So you'll see what I mean about that in a few moments. But before I get into the exercises, just a word about breathing. The best breathing for energy medicine, it's also good breathing for Reiki, Tai Chi, yoga, anything like that. Best breathing method is, if at all possible, breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. And whether you can do that or not, whether you can do that switch or not, you can do whatever feels most comfortable to you. But the other thing you should do when you breathe in, let your tongue touch the roof of your mouth. Tongue should be at the roof of the mouth, up against your top teeth. And then when you exhale, let your tongue drop. The purpose for that, or one of the main, or a few of the main purposes for doing that, for our purposes, is number one, so that you can focus on your breathing to help clear your mind. A lot of people, that's their biggest complaint with meditation, is that they just can't clear their mind. They can't make their mind stop racing, and that's a very good way of doing it because it forces you to focus on your breathing. I've heard that compared to holding a teaspoonful of water and trying not to spill it. Someone said something about, imagine you're at a costume party, but you've got to hold on to this spoonful of water. Yes, it's very distracting and annoying, but it's easy to do. So that's what he had recommended to his students who were trying to meditate and clear their minds. He kept telling them to focus on their breathing. So that's also supposed to help quiet the mind. It also tells your inner source that you're not going to be speaking. So that's another way that it helps quiet the mind, and also it keeps the mouth from drying out, so also to help prevent dry mouth. Next thing, I'm going to start you off with a heart's exercise that will activate your body's radiant circuits. It should activate the way you feel when you feel true joy. So a good way to wake up is with the heart's exercise, and then from there I'm going to do a couple of energy medicine exercises, and then I'm going to switch off into EFT tapping. EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. That's the way I learned it from Nick Ortner at the tapping school. I've spoken to other people who've learned tapping from other sources. It doesn't matter what the source is. If you learn it and you make it part of your daily health toolkit, it will help you out. It helps with things like stress, PTSD. It can help with concentration. I've been asked if it's useful for helping with remembering. I wouldn't say that it really helps with that, but it's really useful for de-stressing and again for just waking up and energizing. So to start off with the heart's exercise, and as I said, I'm going to be doing a lot of standing and sitting for this. Do what works for you. You can do this exercise seated or standing, but just for the purposes of the video, I'm going to start off standing because you want to start right at the pubic bone with your hands together, and what we're going to do is just trace a heart on either side, and you're going to just go up a little bit higher and then up over the pecs down to a heart point, up again through the head and then back down to a point, and then one last time you're going to go up above and then back down to a point at the pubic bone, and then you can trace up again if you want. I find doing this last one, going up and above, to be very nice. It's just a nice feeling. Again though, what you want to do is what works for you. I usually do that last one about 3 times, and then you just end it down at the pubic bone one last time, and then you can just rub your hands together and shake them off, and that'll get rid of any negative energy you may have unwittingly picked up to keep it from going in through the hand chakras. So that's the first one. And then the next one, And by the way, the order you do this in is up to you. I would recommend starting off with the hearts one because that activates again the radiant circuits, which is a feeling of joy, a physical feeling that takes place when you feel joy. So I'd say to give that one a try first, and then the next one is the tapping. So I would say start with the K27 points. And the way you can find your K27 points is by tracing your collarbone from the back, go to the front to where the points of your collarbone almost meet, and then just dig around underneath, just from where the collarbone meets, just drop down a little bit, like about a ½ inch. Dig around and you should be able to feel 2 soft spots, 2 little indents. Most people have soft spots at this point. That's how you find your K27, and you can either vigorously massage it or just very vigorously tap it. So you start off with the K27. You can come up to the cheekbones. This is on your stomach meridian, by the way, so if you have problems with digestion, this is another good spot to tap. But it's also a very good spot for waking up, and this is my microphone. I don't know if I'm bonking it. I'm trying very hard not to. I'm hoping you can hear the tapping. I'm not sure that you can. But just to give you an idea of how hard you should be tapping yourself, you don't want to be hitting yourself to the point of pain. But the very first time I saw a video by Donna Eden, she was doing the tapping and she had someone come up from the audience and she started tapping them right here, and the woman who she did it to was very startled, I think, by how hard she was tapping her. I just remember the woman kind of jumping back and going, oh my. It really does need to be vigorous, especially if you want to wake yourself up. So cheekbones, and now as I said, from here we're going to actually go into the EFT tapping. This point right on the cheekbones is one of the points. You're basically tapping around the skull. So you do the cheekbones, and you can do the sides of the eyes, the eyebrows, one side of the eyebrow to the other edge. You can do one side, you can tap 2 sides at the same time, or like I said, we could just do one side. Actually, why don't I go away from the microphone? I'm just going to do this one side, just as, again, like I said, do what feels right to you. If something just feels wrong, or it feels really uncomfortable and it just feels forced, it means that your body is not benefiting from it. But if it feels right, or if it feels like it's helping you, that means it works. This one, by the way, you do the side of the hand, all 4 fingers, and this is called the karate chop. You can do both hands, obviously not at the same time, but you can do one hand for a couple of taps and then you can switch to the other one. You can also go under the arm, the chin under your lower lip, and also the skin between your upper lip and your nose. So these are all tapping points. And you can do this as much or as little as you want, whatever feels right to you. So anyway, I'm going to leave off with that, with those few exercises, but like I said, I will be back to show you guys how to do the temporal tap and also the earlobe pull. I just can't do that because unfortunately these are in the way. But I will be back in a few days with that one, and then I'll probably come back with another Reiki distance energy video. Unless, if anyone has anything that they want to see, if you have anything you want to request, anything I can do to help you with any physical issues or psychological issues you might be having, please let me know in the comments down below. And also, if you can subscribe to my channel, that would be awesome. That'll help me as a small YouTuber. That just means that YouTube will send you messages when I update my channel on occasion, unless you click the bell icon next to the word subscribe, which will show up after you click the word subscribe. You'll see a bell. If you click the bell, I think a line will go through it diagonally, which means you will get constant notifications, and I mean constant. So that's really up to you. If you want to do that, that's great, but it's really your call. You can also deactivate that by channel, I believe. So again, if you want to do that, that's awesome, but either way, whether you can or not, thank you so much for coming to my channel. Namaste, peace and light, and I will be back in a few days. Thank you once again. Take care of yourself. Cheers. Peace and light.